'Cause you're the last of a dying breed. Write our names in the wet concrete. I wonder if the therapist knows everything about me. I'm here in search of your glory. There's been a million before me that ultra kind of love you never walk away from. You're just the last of the real ones. 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 I am a collapsing star with tunnel vision, but only for you, but only for you. My head is stripped, just like a screw that's been tightened too many times. When I think of you, when I think of you, I will shield you from the waves. If they find you, I will protect you. I will protect you. Just tell me, tell me, tell me, I am the only one, even if it's not true, even if it's not true. Yeah. 'Cause you're the last of a dying breed. Write our names in the wet concrete. I wonder if the therapist knows everything about me. I'm here in search of your glory. There's been a million before me that ultra kind of love you never walk away from. You're just the last of the real ones. 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 You're just the last of. I'm here at the beginning of the end.
The 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. Moments away at Wells Fargo Center, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Detroit Pistons. Well, for Detroit, the game tonight marks their second of 4 meetings they will play this season, and they come into this one feeling pretty good after winning the last time they met. And already the grind of the new season starting to show. Shaq, how do you stay fresh for the long haul, both as a player and as just a massive individual?
Veteran guys, you got to know how to pace yourself. And minute restrictions, it really has become a bigger part of the game.
Yeah, I agree. So, injury histories, always taken into account now. This is why you have to develop depth.
How do you stay fresh for the long haul?
Oh, man, I have this drink I put together.
Oh, really? What is it?
Oh, yeah. It's a little, I take tomatoes, right? And I squish them up, and it gets real like tomato sauce.
Uh-huh.
And I put that in. And then I take kale salad. I put that in.
What are you
I
making,
put ginger.
spaghetti?
I put ginger in it.
Yeah.
Put that in. I put a little cayenne pepper in, a little bell pepper.
Sounds disgusting.
Ernie, he's making lasagna over there.
Sounds disgusting.
Can I get some of your lasagna?
Oh, man, it's the pepper. It makes you pep up.
Yeah, that'll do it for us. Thanks for tuning in.
Awesome.
On the floor for the visiting Detroit Pistons. At small forward, Stanley Johnson. At shooting guard, Reggie Bullock. At the other guard position, Reggie Jackson. At the other forward position, Blake Griffin. At center, Andre Drummond. The head coach of the visiting team is Dwayne Casey. And now your starters. Starting at shooting guard. At 6'3", number 20, Markelle Fultz. Starting at power forward, 6 feet 10 inches, number 9, Dario Saric. The other forward position, At 6 foot 9 inches, number 33, Robert Covington. Starting at the other guard, 6 feet 10 inches, number 25, Ben Simmons. The big man, 7 feet, number 21, Joel Embiid. The head coach of your home team is Brett Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, your Philadelphia 76ers.
Everyone is in their seats here at the Wells Fargo Center as the 76ers look to grab a win here in Philadelphia. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. And it's back to Detroit for the Pistons at the conclusion of today's game. After dropping the first 3 games of the season, they need to turn it around.
You know, during the course of a long season, every team hits what I call that speed bump. And this team is in that stretch right now. I wouldn't discount them. They still got a chance to be really good. And this could very well just be a bump in the road when we look back on it.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. The big men are Griffin and Drummond. Bullock and Johnson are out on the wings. And it's Jackson in at the 1 spot. Philadelphia with the ball. Here's Simmons. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up. And Clark with the full bulk of the NBA season still ahead of us. What can players do to prepare themselves physically and mentally for this long, long season?
I think you've got to try to find ways and mechanisms to stay fresh. Obviously, you've got to do your work in the gym and in the weight room, but also in your rest and recovery. I think you've just got to be diligent and consistent, and then find pockets where you can get away and refresh your mind and your body.
Right.
Because you can't come out of the gate like it's the postseason. There's a pace and rhythm to the regular season that you have to learn how to manage.
Jackson misses. Here's Philadelphia. Here's Fultz. He can't get that one to fall. Nice D from Griffin. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Detroit, coming off that loss against the Nets.
And really, man, they played their hearts out. Missed a couple opportunities down the stretch, and that was the difference.
Yeah, you know what, Greg? Much love to them because the energy was there, but the execution fell just a little short.
Stolen by Jackson. And even 3-on-3 break. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. About 1 minute into the first quarter. We'll go to David Aldridge, who spoke with head coach Dwayne Casey. What's the news, David?
Well, Kevin, they need to get back on defense. He said the challenge of facing a fast break team like this is limiting transition points. And he told his players, if you're not running, you're sitting. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
The Pistons have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And stolen by Simmons. And now here comes Simmons leading the break. And Embiid throws it down.
When he's close to the rim, the attitude that Embiid brings is, I'm dunking this thing.
So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. To the paint, here's Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Here's Simmons. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Simmons got his second bucket.
Hey, really, you don't have many more options when Simmons is that close to the...
Ooh! That's how you attack. Wow.
Oh, man. my. Really can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. I mean, his confidence just rises when he slams it down like that.
Now here's Johnson. Jackson has the open look. Cans it from downtown. Jackson's got 5.
and off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
And then Simmons slams it in.
Boy, the quickness by Simmons, breathtaking. So good at blowing by whoever's trying to stay in front of him.
The Pistons have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That is his first foul of the game. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Jackson kicks to Drummond. Outside Griffin. Over Saric. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Here's Covington. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Oh, Covington really is fantastic at getting his arms high in the air when he's attempting a shot inside. Really gives the defense no chance to catch up to it or get to it.
Now here's Griffin. He had 25 points last game. Down low, here's Johnson. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. 76ers have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Here's Simmons. Score the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Unselfishness always admirable in a basketball player, and Covington consistent at giving it up when one of his teammates is open.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit. Ben Simmons, such a force when catching the ball, moving at the rim. But you know, Clark, he can get there on his own just as well.
Yeah, he's got a great knack for being able to get where he wants to with the ball. His size and strength and agility certainly help him. And he understands angles. This guy is just a jump shot away from being virtually unguardable, in my opinion.
Taking a look here at the numbers for Griffin. Coming off a terrific season, he was around 21 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. And the numbers, while pretty outstanding, I mean, we've now come to expect that from this guy.
Completely in harmony with what his coach is trying to do there. Just a marvelous all-around talent.
Now here's Griffin. Back to Jackson. Plenty of space. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Can't get more open than that. No idea how he mistimed that mid-range shot. Maybe he was too open.
Covington with the bucket.
Man, nice perimeter shooting by Robert Covington. Just has such a really aesthetically pleasing release on those long ball attempts.
Covington with the steal. An easy 2 points on the layup. Covington's got 7 points in the game. Hey, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the 76ers.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Johnson, wide open, he fires. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. A bit of an up-and-down season for Covington last year. Great 3 and D player overall, though.
Yeah, very good in those areas. He started out really hot, Kevin, and then was on his way to what looked like a breakout year, and his confidence waned with his shot, kind of like a golfer struggling with his putter. But this guy, because he defends, he has good size, and he does have a good shot, I think he'll bounce back nicely.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
Well, guys, when you talk about some of the great turnarounds for a franchise in NBA history, the process for the 76ers has paid dividends. They went from 10 wins in 2016 to 52 wins last year.
And both free throws good for Covington. And the steps, Clark, the 76ers have taken, it's only the beginning.
Yeah, this is really the ideal situation to have if you're the Sixers. I mean, this team's built to last and still has good draft assets and flexible cap space. I mean, come on. That's an abundance of riches there.
And that one's good, Simmons.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Clearly in great rhythm. They've got it going on, I mean, in a big way. Excellent job at establishing a huge lead early on.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. And for Detroit, a lot of changes, Greg, in their front office this past offseason.
A new GM and Dwayne Casey brought in to coach. Could see a drastic shift in style and approach for the Pistons moving forward.
Now that we have a chance, let's go to the 2K leaderboard and reveal last season's top shot blockers. Fourth, Joel Embiid.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
Here's Drummond. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn.
And they were just struggling to stop him. They sent him to the line over and over, and the free throws were a big part of the game. You know, and Reggie Jackson, a really solid first season and a half in Detroit, but the last two seasons, injuries have really held him back.
Taking 2 shots. And Reggie Jackson in 2016-17, battling knee tendonitis. Last season, Greg, a severe right ankle sprain.
I mean, he's so important in terms of his impact for the Pistons. An athletic, physical player. When he's right, he can be a difference maker on both ends.
And the first one at the line is good.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
Both free throws good from Jackson.
And, you know, Brett Brown has seen it all in Philly. The good and bad times, was the head coach for their lowest points as this team rebuilt. Now he's reaping the fruits of his labor and persistence as he leads a star-studded Sixers team that has great potential.
Here's Bullock after Ben Simmons' bucket. And the pass to Jackson. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Yeah, those shots are taken totally in rhythm, high percentage quality shots, and really getting whatever he wants.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Schooling them right now, taking them to the woodshed, super aggressive and owning the paint.
And Clark, you have to applaud management for the way they stuck with Brown as the team was turning things around.
Yeah, I love it, Kevin. I really do. I mean, being able to see the long-term picture and stay with a coach who you believe is the right one for your group. Very impressive work by the Sixers. You know, injuries and a lack of talent were the issue early, not the coaching. The players love Brown, and rarely are coaches afforded as much time and patience as this franchise gave Brown. I applaud him.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. It's a 16-point game. He kicks it to Bullock. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And it's Simmons penetrating. Good for the basket, number 9. He's only missed 2 shots from the floor all night.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Back to Jackson. Lets it go from deep. And another 3 for Detroit.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
And it's sent back by Drummond.
Drummond mixes defensive smarts with elite physical tools, and that's what makes him a solid defender. He's going to get his hands on a few shots each and every game.
Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. And where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and 3-point shot attempts so far for the Pistons.
And they've really shied away from the mid-range. That's a new school style, and looking for shots beyond the arc and at the rim. Those tend to be far more efficient.
Now here's Jackson, coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. Johnson in the corner. And another 3 for Detroit.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Now here's Simmons after the miss from Andre Drummond. Jackson deciding where to go with it. Johnson in the corner. Outside Griffin. 5 to shoot. Jackson in the corner. Misses the 3. Philadelphia leading by 11. Fultz the pass to Covington. The basket good off the assist from Fultz. Covington's got 13.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Now here's Jackson. 12 points for him. They get a hand on it. Covington with the steal. And it's good for 2. Simmons got 20.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Mike Muscala is checked in for Šarić. Korkmaz comes in for Robert Covington. J.J. Redick's checked in for Markelle Fultz. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Ben Simmons. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Pachulia, he's checked in for Drummond. Robinson comes in for Stanley Johnson. Langston Galloway's checked in for Reggie Bullock. And Smith subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That is his first foul of the game. And Philadelphia making a change here. Johnson's checked in.
Amir Johnson.
Nice ball movement by Detroit. Then Pachulia with the dunk.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision. And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
And J.J. Redick, a longtime vet in the NBA, but still plays with a lot of energy.
And Redick said he feels like he's been revitalized in the last few seasons with his change of scenery, playing with more joy, and has always been explosive off the ball in his efforts to get open. You can see when he's on the floor, the whole offense seems to pick up their energy.
The free throw drops for Redick. With the amount of characters and personalities on this Sixers team, Clark, you can't help but notice the attitude they play with.
Yeah, they play with edge. They play with brashness. Some would say arrogance, but all of the championship teams have some element of that, and that's where they're looking to go. On occasion, if their emotions get out of whack, it could get them in trouble, but I think they'll learn as they grow to tone that down and use it in a positive way.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And because it's still early, I wouldn't read too much into it. There's still a lot of game left.
Pistons trail by 20. Smith finds Pachulia. Over Johnson. Pachulia, no luck.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. The 76ers getting the bucket.
All right, a moment to check out stats for Redick. Some last season stats for him. Last season put up about 17 points per, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
Now here is Robinson. No points in the game yet for him. No one near Smith as he lets it go. And he's good on the 3-ball.
Tell you what, Smith is a very dependable shooter from three-point range. He'll pull from there without a second's thought.
Johnson. The shot off that time. The Pistons go the other way with it. Their last encounter was in Detroit.
Yeah, it was a narrow win. But at that last meeting, I think foul trouble for the other side may have really just tipped the scale and allowed them to escape with the W.
You know, whether it was their smart play or a few whistles that perhaps could have gone either way, when games are tight, every decision becomes more magnified.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hander.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Count it, good.
That's how you pass the pumpkin. I mean, Smith really keeps his head on the swivel to get that ball over to his open teammates.
And there's Johnson. That's good on the assist by McConnell. Johnson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And a miss there on the triple. Smith outside. Over McConnell. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for Philadelphia. What an amazing quarter. There was absolutely no stopping him. We'll return shortly. A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about making a quick transition to the United States.
Not knowing English, obviously at the beginning, it was a little bit hard to express myself. Obviously, I can speak English perfectly now, so that's a plus, and I'm just being myself.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
And so far, through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a comfortable margin here for the 76ers guys.
Getting high percentage looks, wearing down that defense on the inside.
Grinding away down low, man, just filing them down. Love the bully ball method. Paying off well.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So on the floor for Philadelphia, we've got Mike Muscala, also Johnson out there. J.J. Redick is out there with Korkmaz. Obviously, the game is played with a more wide-open style now, Clark. Name a few old-school bigs who continue to make an impact.
Well, I like what Andre Drummond does. The big fella's a glass-eating machine. Still needs to refine his moves and shooting touch, but his athleticism and rebounding off the charts. Blake Griffin stands out as well. Highly skilled, very, very athletic. Steven Adams, obviously a big guy who plays an old-school game, rim protector, finisher, good hands, great strength. Dwight Howard, he's on the backside of his career, but you think about what he was able to do in his prime as a shot blocker, rebounder, finisher. He's got some old school qualities as well.
Now here is Smith. He's guarded closely. Griffin looking it over. In the corner, it's Galloway. From outside, off the mark.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Here's Korkmaz from down in the low post. It goes.
And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Well, I tell you what, Greg, their offense has really been productive this half, and I absolutely love the shots they've taken so far.
Here's Galloway. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Outside, Redick, Shamet. Rebound by Smith. Pistons trail by 20. Stripped it away. And now Philadelphia on the break. And the layup is good.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Now here is Robinson. Back to Smith. Shot clock at 6. From past the arc, and there's the call on Pachulia. That is his first foul of the game. Robert Covington's checked in for Philadelphia. Brownie's checked in for the Pistons. The 76ers leading by 22. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question.
And he should be. I mean, remove all doubt. Get it down hard and simply.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against him right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second chance points in the league. 5th on the list, the 76ers.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Griffin dishes to Smith. Passes to Pachulia. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Robinson passes to Smith. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Here's Covington. Yes, once again, he remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
Just increasing their advantage. And right now, they're in a zone on both ends.
Yeah, it's got to be terribly deflating for the opposition. Boy, they look helpless. Really getting beat up, physically and emotionally.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Now, here's Covington. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Clippers.
And equally spent as much energy on his D. I mean, 4 steals kind of tell the story.
And watching Robert Covington and how he plays out there, great 3-and-D guy, the ultimate role player on a team, and he just gels well with his teammates and doesn't force shots.
Saric has checked in for Johnson. Andre Drummond's checked in for the Pistons. Jackson comes in for Ish Smith. And the Pistons with possession here. Robinson, that's good. And Greg with Covington, he makes a point with his game to take what the defense gives him.
And sometimes that means Covington will go nights where he shoots very little. He's okay with that. He's focused on efficiency and making the best decision for the team. Only cares about wins and a true team player.
Now here's Covington. He's got 19. Lays it up off the glass. Covington's got 21 in the game.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Robinson, that's good.
No explanation for giving up these wide open looks. Total breakdown. Unacceptable defense.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Muscala's got his first bucket in this one.
Well, there you go. I mean, if they're going to keep giving up open jumpers, they're going to keep getting burned.
Here we go, all alone, and he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Man, I like the activity of Covington's hands. He's constantly active, which is why he's able to get these steals.
To the middle, and it's Drummond with the jam.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely.
Boy, he makes it look easy. He is an absolutely imposing finisher around the rim.
Now here's Jackson. He's got 12. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. Off target from three-point range. And here's Saric. He'll bring it up for the 76ers. They'll be off to Brooklyn for a meeting with the Nets after this one. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Robinson, that's good.
Well, I liked the first quarter he had. And I'm loving the second quarter even more. Playing with a lot of momentum right now.
To the paint. Then Pachulia with the dunk.
He just bangs down the one-hander.
2 very easy points right here.
He'll take those all day long.
Clark, there was a rules change not too long ago that promoted more help defense, less one-on-one defense. Good or bad?
I like it. Again, there's always going to be a premium on defending one-on-one, but positioning defenders where you can help better and more, I think it's trying to make sure the offensive side doesn't get too much of an advantage where the rules had gone in the past. So I think it's a nice balancing act for the game.
Free throw drops for Covington.
Man, you got to love the intensity of Covington. He's a consistent shooter from beyond the arc, and he's a player that also isn't afraid to get dirty on the glass for rebounds. That's a nice combination, nice stroke, but still he'll do some dirty work too.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Johnson comes in for Jaja Pachulia, and it's Reggie Bullock in for Robinson. We seem to see a lot of players request trades in the media, but Clark, you have to believe some teams were blindsided by this.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kevin, that teams have been blindsided on occasion. I don't like to see players operate that way, but I also understand sometimes the frustration that leads them to do so. But at the end of the day, I think it's part and parcel of the environment we're in and the nature of the business of the NBA. Sometimes players just aren't confident in what they hear directly, so they take other measures to voice their choice or displeasure.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, since the rise of the Warriors, we've seen a fair amount of soul-searching by the league's other contenders. There is incredible pressure to shake things up. Now, sometimes it can elevate a team, but we have often seen it also can tear a team apart.
It can be fragile for sure. David, thank you so much.
And I like the timing, Kevin, that Drummond has on these alley-oops. That's not as easy as he makes it look. He knows precisely when to leave the ground to receive the pass and finish it off.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
Detroit's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it, 9 times they've missed. Pass to Bullock. There's Jackson with the 3. Rebound by the 76ers.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort.
Here's Jackson after Ben Simmons' bucket. And the Pistons getting another bucket right there.
Oh, great awareness. No reason to take it inside there against the taller man.
Yeah, he knew he had him beat, Greg. I mean, that was clear. Took advantage of the space he had and then calmly and quietly drained it from the mid-range. That's good basketball.
The Pistons shooting 45% in quarter number 2. Here's Jackson, and it comes off the front of the rim.
Boy, he's having a tough time right now. Seems like he's forcing his shot a bit to me, Kevin, not letting it come in the flow of the game.
Count it.
Tell you what, does not matter what the defense throws his way. The heart of Simmons allows him to play through that, and he's still going to knock the shot down.
Here's Jackson. And another shot. Again, the miss by Jackson.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
Yeah, you know what? I think eventually he will find his rhythm because he is off right now, but all it takes is one hoop, and you're back in rhythm.
Here's Brown after Ben Simmons' bucket. Here's Fultz. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Fultz has got his second basket.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Now here's Jackson. He's got 14. Looking to end the run, and that one hits back iron.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Here's Covington. Bullock with the rebound.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they need to continue to press that advantage. They've got to get back to that. Don't go away from that. It's been working so well for them. Stay with it.
Now here's Covington after the miss from Stanley Johnson. And with as much news and worry that Fultz's jump shot has caused, you forget just how deadly he is going at the rim.
Yeah, has no problem cutting through the defense like a hot knife through butter. I tell you, Ben Simmons said he hates guarding Fultz in practice as it is impossible to stay in front of him. Just a very shifty player who uses his great handles to get into the teeth of the defense.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
And it took them a while to find their touch at the line, but they have been red hot here in the second quarter.
And the 76ers making a change here. McConnell's checked in. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for the Pistons. Langston Galloway comes in for Jackson. And both free throws good for Covington.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of look.
Detroit's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. Griffin kicks to Johnson. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. And it's 8 points for Stanley Johnson. Pass to Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
And really, Simmons makes it look elementary, simple. I mean, the way he attacks defenses from multiple angles is hard to deal with if you're defending him.
So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they've played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Now here's Drummond. Johnson for 3. And another 3 for Detroit.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
Simmons left side. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That one on Johnson.
Excellent concentration that time by the 6'10" Simmons. Very good at completing these chances despite the defense's best efforts.
This is his second attempt at the line tonight. Korkmaz checked in for the 76ers.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And the free throw, no good.
You know, when you watch Ben Simmons, he has marvelous talent and all-around ability, but sometimes you can easily focus on what he can't do. He's not a great shooter, so teams do back off of him, but still, this guy is an impact player because he sees the floor, he passes it great, he's a terrific rebounder, and he's got a nice motor.
Pistons have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
Smith checked in for Detroit.
One shot, mind the lanes.
And that one misses.
And Blake Griffin is just an incredible athlete, explosive and great balance and mobility, powerful. A big guy who can flat out throw it down, and he also can pass it too.
Here's Smith after the Sixers pick up 2. Here's Bullock. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Griffin's got 3 assists in the game.
And he's on a good pace here from three-point range. Made 1 in the first, 2 more here in the second. It seems like with more to come.
Galloway finds Griffin. Back to Galloway. That one's good. Maybe that'll get him going after a 2-for-6 start.
And, you know, whenever Smith gets that close to the bucket, he's sharp in how he finishes these chances. I mean, he's got a lot of different ways to get that ball up and down.
It might be the most difficult shot in basketball, the hook shot.
And the pass to Griffin. Over Fultz. Can't hit from 12.
Timeout.
And the 76ers decide to take their first timeout here. Stolen by Bullock. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers with a huge 37-point lead to end the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Back right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks. Welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal at 2K Sports. Let's talk first half. Ben Simmons putting in some incredible work. He had 38 points, 3 steals, and 2 assists. He has bounced back nicely from what was a tough night for him in their last game. Judging by that first half, he's back to his old self again. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, they were completely in rhythm shooting the basketball. Just watching the flow of their offense, everything clicked into place. Fantastic shot selection. They took advantage of everything the defense gave them.
Shaq, what'd you think about the Pistons?
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You look at Ben Simmons in this game, he's been everywhere.
Oh, well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
And, you know, Greg, I like how they've set the pace. There's a lot of time left in this one, so there's no rush. You don't have to go 70 miles an hour. Keep it at about 45.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. The athletic front pair is Griffin and Drummond. Jackson and Bullock are the 1 and the 2. And it's Johnson in at the small forward. Here's Jackson after Ben Simmons' bucket. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry.
Well, you need both to make it special, and they pulled it off just right.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
Griffin's shot is off.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And there it is for him. Simmons got 44.
Well, I tell you, he's beating up the defense in this quarter, going right at him and scoring in a variety of ways.
Outside Jackson. Plays it up and banks it in. Jackson's got 16 points.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out.
Oh!
My goodness. Simmons loves jamming it through, relentless in his attacking of the cup.
Here's Jackson. He's got 16. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. And Drummond kicks to Jackson. The three-pointer, no good.
Yeah, he's costing them right now, sabotaging them a little bit. He's got to find his shot if they want to win this game.
Count it, good.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. And stolen by Simmons. Here's Covington. The rebound by Johnson. And, well, Detroit shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's foul number 2 for him. '76ers have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. Passes it to Bullock to the inside. To the paint. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Here's Covington. Finished off the break. Covington's got 29 in the game.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Here's Johnson. No good that time. And the 76ers go the other way with it.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Griffin's shot is good.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
The slash ability of Simmons. Really creating havoc for the defense with his aggressive, cutting mentality.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Detroit Pistons. Out of bounds, Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession. J.J. Redick's checked in for the 76ers. Timeout called the 76ers.
Šarić, the Croatian forward, came into the NBA fairly polished. Has still improved his game year to year, which is a credit to him and his work ethic. There still are areas that he can work on, but make no mistake about it, this guy has shown from day one that he's an impact player.
And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for Simmons.
And it's really been a tremendous night. He's been efficient. He's been a major driving force in this offense. And it's no small task to try to slow him down. Once he gets rolling, like we've seen in this game so far, watch out.
Now here's Jackson. He's got 16. Johnson surveying the floor. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Boy, I like the activity of Drummond on the glass. I mean, he's so big and active. Excellent timing and hands, always pounding and grinding for offensive rebounds.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
Philadelphia shooting an absolutely astounding 80% from the field. Everything is falling. Good on the bucket.
Well, he's willed this team to the lead, demanding the rock and capitalizing with ease.
Bullock passes to Jackson. They get it back, and it's Drummond with the jam.
Let the big dog eat. Love seeing Drummond throw it down like that. Beautiful.
Here's Simmons. Connects again. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
Detroit's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Jackson kicks to Drummond. It's stolen by Šarić. Here's Embiid, and he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. The free throw drops for Embiid.
And last year, we saw what a full season of Embiid looks like. I mean, scary to think that this is just the beginning of his career. He looks like he can go down as one of the greats to play if he can stay healthy.
Tell you what, when Joel Embiid is healthy, this dude is a super effective player, a polished big man with an arsenal of post moves and shots. He's a handful down there.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Robinson's checked in for Johnson, and it's Brown in for Reggie Bullock. Got that one up quick. And 12 points for J.J. Redick. And Embiid has already made the jump from star to superstar.
And part of that is his personality. I think his game does speak for itself. Gives you everything you want from a center on both ends of the floor. Effortless athleticism, and has incredible skill and touch for a player his size. I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Now here's Drummond. 14 points for him. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Pachulia, he's checked in for the Pistons.
Coming onto the floor for the Pistons, Zaza Pachulia.
Here's Drummond. Outside Robinson to end the run. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
That one is good from Joel Embiid.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
He's simply a machine at the offensive end. I wonder how far behind they'd be if he wasn't having this kind of quarter.
Is Smith. He's checked in for Reggie Jackson.
Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
Free throw good, Drummond.
You know, it's so rare to see a player who really struggles at the free throw line dramatically improve their free throw percentage. But that's exactly what Andre Drummond did last season, taking it from the 30s, how about up into the 60s.
Here's Smith after the made shot from Joel Embiid. Back to Smith. The Pistons working the ball around now to the left wing. 5 to shoot. Here's Robinson. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. They grab their own miss, and Embiid throws it down.
And this is what you get with Embiid. A real scrapper, even though he's a big, skilled, talented guy. He's an energy guy as well.
Now, here is Smith. He has 5. Then Pachulia with the dunk.
Always enjoy solid, good passing. Easily setting up his teammate. Does not get any easier than that.
He gets that one.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And here's the fast break. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
And the Pistons with possession here. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. And it's Brown missing. Robinson against Covington. Got that bucket in no time at all. Covington's got 10 points here in the second half.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Smith kicks to Pachulia. Outside Robinson. Pass to Drummond. Drummond is doubled. Back to Robinson. Cans the shot from the wing. Robinson's got 5 points now this quarter. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession.
Yeah, looking here at some numbers for Smith, how he performed last season. Averaged about 11 points a game, 4 assists and 2 rebounds. And he's very steady with that second unit, running the offense and getting them into their sets.
Right. I mean, your backup point guard simply has to hold the fort, maintain the status quo, share the basketball, and minimize mistakes.
Now here's Brown. And Drummond throws it down.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
And it all had to be, Kevin, because that's not nearly as easy as they made it appear.
Now here's Brown. After J.J. Redick's miss, Smith. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And that's now 7 points for Smith.
Well, I tell you, he's got ultra aggressiveness, does Smith. The way he gets inside and finishes through contact, that's really impressive.
Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Now here is Smith. He's got 7. Kicks to Robinson. Back to Smith. Lays it up and banks it in. Smith's got 9.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Langston Galloway's checked in for Brown. And Philadelphia calls time here.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
Yeah, recalibration time with the timeout call there.
I'm connected like Dove with ice cubes in my watch and doves on the black bean. But you know, I'm getting paid cause I do all the work. It's rainy days if we don't move out. We go for search. I'm on the block, fam, in the cream drop lamb. Most of y'all cats with deals, y'all ain't hot, man. I'm about to do it again, you about to lose it again. It's show and tell. I'ma do that again. It's about time, cause hip-hop need a makeover. And most producers wanna charge too much.
And a quick check of the stats for Drummond. Last season, he played outstanding. First in rebounding, 6th in blocks, and he was in the top 20 in field goal percentage, able to create offense with tremendous efficiency.
And getting back to the fact that he led the league in rebounding, you know how hard that is? What a tremendous asset to the team. Pachulia kicks to Robinson. And there's the foul. It'll go on T.J. McConnell. That is his first foul of the game. Markelle Fultz has checked in for J.J. Redick.
On the floor for your 76ers, Markelle Fultz.
Here's Smith. Here's Galloway. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Like that explosion to the basket, Fultz can turn it on so quickly. He's past you before you know it. Quick as a hiccup.
Detroit's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Beyond the arc. Galloway, no good.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
And since they've come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, certainly a step up from the first half. They're more engaged, more focused here in this second half, and they're getting good results.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the 76ers.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively, and they've been turning those turnovers into points.
And McConnell gets it to go.
Fultz knows it's his job to work the ball around and get his guys involved. He's a reliable and capable passer.
Smith scanning the floor. He kicks to Galloway. Off target from outside.
And, you know, Kevin, his team is struggling a bit right now. I mean, I hope he can find his rhythm and start making his shots out there soon. Otherwise, ...
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Here's Galloway. Markelle Fultz making his last shot. Pachulia inside. Johnson's there. And he makes that one.
And so far, going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
76ers moving the ball around. Fultz hits in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And everything they're attempting is going in. Tremendous run here in the third.
And a much-needed run, too, Greg. I mean, they've turned it up a notch. Really taking over now.
Galloway with the bucket.
And he's showing signs now of life after going scoreless through the half.
Shoots from the baseline. No good off the back of the rim. And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. Robinson finds Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Oh, dynamic two-hand jam.
And right in the face of the defender.
Yeah, that was a tough, gritty, sandpaper-like finish.
And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
One shot.
That's good from Muscala. 1 second left. No good there. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. 76ers on top, just dominating this one. And we're coming right back after this break to get the 4th quarter underway. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, you can't run away from the DNA. When he's running the show, he makes sweet highlight reel plays night in and night out.
And with the 4th quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. The Pistons shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. Bolden. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And for the Pistons, they've got Ellenson. Johnson is out there with John Lure. Then there's Calderon, and it's Galloway in at the 2 spot. One of those ongoing discussions about adding a 4th referee, Clark. Would that help us, you think, call the game more accurately?
No, it would just crowd the court more.
Right.
I mean, come on, what are we talking about here? There's a human element to everything we do. Calls are going to be missed. We've grown and gotten better in highlighting different aspects of calls, being more transparent about it. The video replay, I think, has been more good than bad in the game. There are going to be mistakes. You make them, I make them, the referees make them, coaches make them, players make them. We can't totally eliminate the human element of the game. A 4th official would not add to the ability to get more calls right. They're getting 94, 95% of them right now. You think another official is going to move the needle? Come on.
Calderon takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup.
And I love how calm and collected Calderon was on that little finish inside.
The Pistons have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. Pass to Johnson. Kicks to Ellenson. Plenty of space. It's hauled in by the 76ers. The pass to Fultz. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And the story with Markelle Fultz last season was one of health and getting his shot right.
Yeah, he suffered a shoulder injury, Kevin, that really impacted his ability to shoot the ball. He tried to play through it, but eventually had to be shut down. And, you know, it's hard to miss that type of time as a rookie. Not only games, but the few practices you get during the season as well. So he's going to have to restart in year 2.
The first one falls.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
So he gets them both. In terms of competitive balance, Clark, with 2-3 teams being the heavy favorites every year, what do the other teams really have to play for?
Well, first and foremost, the opportunity to rewrite that script. I mean, just because teams are heavy favorites don't mean they're going to prevail in competition. Well, that's the first thing. And you never know what can happen. We've talked about it before, Kevin, the unpredictability of teams and seasons, how they play out, injuries, personnel, all of that stuff factors in. So if you're a competitor, you want to knock off whoever's expected to be the top team.
Philadelphia's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Fires from deep, and he's good on the three ball. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Now here's Calderon, guarded closely. Feeds to Ellenson. Johnson over to help, goes back up, and Calderon with the layup. Calderon's got 4 points in the quarter.
They've cashed in on a lot of second chance opportunities here in the second half. That extra effort will help them cut into this deficit.
Kevin, for a young player, I like the way Fultz sees the floor. He knows and feels when a guy is open.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Calderon kicks to Ellenson. Back to Calderon. Nails the baby hook.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear, it's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
And now a chance to see what's coming up for Philadelphia. On Sunday, they'll tip off a road trip in Brooklyn where they'll take on the Nets. Then on Wednesday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers.
And, you know, nobody loves playing on the road, but it does offer a good chance to see exactly what your team is made of. This team is going to find out a lot about itself over the next stretch of games.
And Lure wide open. He shoots it. Nice open look, but it's no good. It's stolen by Calderon. Johnson right side. Galloway. Here's Ellenson, and he banks in the layup.
Much love goes his way. I mean, he refused to give up on the glass. Nice to see him rewarded because of his hustle.
Average value of an NBA team, Clark, over $1 billion, and I can't even believe I'm saying that, but the league wasn't always so healthy and always thriving the way it is now.
Yeah, every business goes through periods of prosperity and challenge. The league, NBA, no different. Early 80s, there were real struggles and challenges. Then there was a real bump as we got into the late 80s and into the 90s, plateaued a bit, and now we're on a great ascension. But the players and the league have really worked well together to bring the league to a greater level of popularity and success in this time period now. And you can't discount the big money from TV contracts. That fuels the fire quite a bit as well.
And the Pistons making a change here. Jackson's checked in. So he comes up empty, missing both. Johnson, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
You know, you look at Johnson, he's in that upper echelon when you talk about offensive rebounders, so you've got to account for him.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Amir Johnson. That is his first foul of the game. Philadelphia on D. Now the feed to Ellenson, and Ellenson throws it down.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Shamet, again, Philadelphia.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Well, when you knock down jumpers like that, it opens everything else up as well.
Now here's Calderon. Took the opportunity when he saw it. Calderon's got 9 points in the quarter. Milton, guarded by Jackson, and the layup's good off the glass.
Got to be happy with the result, moving the ball so well on that possession. Beautiful.
For Detroit, they've got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Now, here's Lure. Jackson, that's good.
And that's how you move the basketball. Awesome passing leading to the bucket.
Shamet. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And, you know, that's good offense there. These are the shots you want to get all the time.
Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And Calderon gets it to go on the assist from Jackson. Calderon's got 11 points here in just the second half. Bolden, boom, he jams it straight down.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Pistons. Passes it to Ellenson. Johnson double-teamed. Down low. Here's Lure. And finished off by Lure.
You know, I think, Kevin, they took a bit of a chance there going to the double team, and that left another guy open out there.
Here's Johnson. And Ellenson pulls it down. Ellenson's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Johnson inside. Back to Calderon. Clark fast break fundamentals, center the ball, run 2 wings on each side, have another guy set up from outside, last guy trailing. We don't see that much convention.
No, we don't, Kevin, and I'm chuckling because I know it grinds the gears of a lot of basketball purists, mine included. I really don't like to see guys fan out to the 3 when the layup is readily available. It's part and parcel of how it's played now, but I think there's a balance. I think you should still be running for layups and use the 3 in transition maybe in a delayed fashion versus the primary break fashion.
Yeah, you see a lot of turnovers, too, a lot of missed opportunities on the break these days.
Yeah, great point, Kevin. You're right. Guys trying to get that ball out to the 3 instead of taking the easy layup opportunity. Agree with you 100% there.
And the 76ers making a change here. McConnell's checked in. Stolen by Ellenson. Outside Jackson. Releases. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Boy, he hit his teammate in the perfect spot. Led him easily to the bucket. That's what you call a room service assist.
It's stolen by Brown. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Amir Johnson. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Pachulia, he's checked in for Detroit. Robinson comes in for Jose Calderon. Pass to Ellenson. That shot, no good. And it's Philadelphia the other way. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Detroit's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Brown. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
A smart, decisive pass inside there. He really made it easy for his teammate.
And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff.
Yeah, right. I don't know how much weight that carries, Kevin.
Now here's Jackson. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Amir Johnson. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Clark, if you were a general manager, and I think you'd make an outstanding one, during the pre-draft process in particular, a player has declined to work out for you. Would you still consider drafting him?
Yeah, I would consider it. And again, there would be some extenuating circumstances. Why has he declined? What have we seen? Obviously, I'm hopeful that my scouting staff has taken a look at him, and I've seen the kid up close and in person and done my due diligence, so I've got a comfort level with who he is and what he can become. But I don't think the declining of a workout is enough reason to just dismiss a prospect that you like.
It's good on the putback.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Now here's Jackson. He's covered by McConnell. Detroit, no good that time either. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 7 tonight from 3-point territory. Korkmaz. And Ellenson pulls it down. Ellenson's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Right side Robinson. Here's Jackson. And the layup's good off the glass. Jackson's got 20.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Here's Johnson. Good for another field goal. Number 5 in the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
Nice hands that time by Johnson, able to gather and go up with no problems at all inside.
Jackson passes to Ellenson. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
Well, the thing they did there, Greg, clogged up the passing lanes, playing them beautifully and making things hard for the opponent. That's really good defense.
The Pistons making a change here. Lure's checked in. Now here's Brown. Unloads. Lure can't hit.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
And it's Johnson penetrating. Excellent D there from Pachulia.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Now here's Jackson. D right on him. Then Pachulia with the dunk.
Yes. Oh, why dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration too, and you've got 2 points.
A lot of bounceability there, guys. I mean, well above the rim. That's what makes him dangerous.
Still attacking, building on this lead coming down the stretch.
Yeah, he's clicking right now, and at the right time too, Greg. I mean, playing with a bunch of confidence in this fourth quarter.
Now, here is Robinson. Poked away. Bolden. Good. And McConnell gets the assist.
That's just too easy. I mean, you can't let him post you like that.
Yeah, where's your fight? You got to show more fight than that.
Bolden throws down the breakaway jam.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
Here's Jackson. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go.
And that's how you answer. I'd say he just one-upped him. Pretty good one there.
These two guys really, really like going at each other, don't they?
Boy, I tell you what, we've got a little bit of a personal rivalry brewing here, fellas.
And Detroit has possession after the Sixers pick up 2.
You know, didn't need 2 hands for that slam. One will do just fine.
You're right. He can save the other hand for the next time.
Yeah, I like the variety, though. Nice to switch it up.
It's good.
Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
Yeah, I think he's trying to put this one away, quite honestly. I mean, feels like he can lay it up against any type of defense, and he can.
Now, here is Robinson. The kick out to Brown. Here's Pachulia. And finally, they hit one.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the 76ers.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still 2 more to go in the season series.
Hard to say now how the final 2 games between them will play out, Greg, but one thing's certain. I mean, they're going to go at each other. This has become a very intense matchup.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Ben Simmons.
He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Offensive rebound and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Detroit, Zaza Pachulia. 2 shots.
2 shots.
No good on the free throw. And Philadelphia making a change here. Muscala's checked in. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Calderon's checked in. Good on the second free throw.
He needed to convert on all of those. Missed opportunities at the line are the last thing they need right now.
Shamet, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
That's his first personal foul, 4th team foul. At the line for your 76ers, Landry Shamet. Taking 2 shots.
2.
The first one falls. And so he hits both. It's Calderon with the ball for Detroit. He kicks to Lure. Left side, Brown. That one goes. Count it.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
And the 76ers call time here. They're up by 50. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, this is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
Well, they're really just being conservative, making sure they don't make any last-minute mistakes, I guess. I mean, I have no idea. No idea.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Ben Simmons.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
He doesn't take over games like this very much, but it's always possible. And when he does, here at home, these fans love it. Four seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Shamet, but he gets it back. Tries again. He takes it up and lays it in.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Well, they've got to be pleased with the effort they've seen so far tonight. Everybody pitching in for what looks to be a solid W.
Lure can't hit. Johnson goes in. Here's Muscala, and he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
He does not play the score. I mean, he's going to continue to work his tail off on the glass and make plays just like that.
And plays like that have really taken the energy out of those defenders. I mean, you can bet he's going to continue to keep pushing in that area.
So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily, and the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.